You alleged too that Nicole Murphy had relations with your ex-husband. Were you two friends?
Birthday parties. I've been to her house. She was at my bachelorette party. But you know what? At that time, my mother told me then. She said, but you got to watch that one there. And I was like, who? I said, the one dancing. She said, yes, that's Eddie Murphy's wife. She said, you got to watch that one.
Current wife at the time or ex at the time?
I want to say, I think she was still married. They were still married. And I was like, no, And so, and your mom tell you something about new school, you feel like you old school, And she was right.
Nicole Murphy is finally speaking up and sharing her version of what happened, and it changes the way people may see the situation. For years, Lisa Ray McCoy strongly accused Nicole of ruining her marriage and even called her a gold digger. However, Nicole now suggests there may be more to the story. According to her, Lisa Ray was not as innocent as she claimed and had her own past involving relationships with married men. If that is true, then what happened later might be seen as consequences of earlier choices. It now seems the situation was more complicated than it first appeared.
Nicole Murphy, you're disgusting. You sat on that couch and you laughed. It ain't no moment, it's a mess. You wrong for that. You the type of women that let these men be evil. They gotta have some help, and women like you are that type of help.
The ongoing drama between Lisa Ray McCoy and Nicole Murphy is one of the longest feuds people have seen in Hollywood. It has lasted for more than 10 years, and neither of them seems ready to move on or let go. The tension first became public when Lisa Ray reacted strongly after Nicole was seen kissing Antoine Fuqua, who is married to Lela Rochon. That moment quickly caught attention and sparked a lot of criticism. Nicole later apologized and said it was a mistake that would not happen again. However, Lisa Ray did not accept her apology and made it clear she didn't trust her. She believed this was not the first time Nicole had been involved with a married man.
That's true, absolutely true.
So what happened exactly?
Just what you said. She messed around with my husband. Here's the thing, we've all done something that we regret, we've all made mistakes, and we all have to learn from that. But when you start doing it and being messy enough to do it amongst family, how does a family kiss turn into a I'm sorry apology? Like, what do you mean? You didn't know that she was married? We all know that she was married. And that was 20 years, that's history. You don't do that amongst friends.
Right.
Because there's no loyalty.
Right.
There's no loyalty, and you gotta look up, and your person that you invited to your house and you celebrating your birthdays and going to games with, you gotta look up and they're in Italy with your husband.
Right.
This situation became very messy because it was one of the first times a celebrity openly called out Nicole Murphy for her behavior. Lisa Ray McCoy and Nicole were not strangers. They were actually close friends who spent time in the same social circles. Lisa Ray even said their friendship was strong enough that Nicole was invited to her wedding with Michael Misak, the former Prime Minister of Turks and Caicos. However, Lisa Ray later claimed she felt betrayed, believing Nicole had other intentions during that time.
Because my thing is this, when you're a woman and you grown, let's handle it like a woman. Let's talk face to face and let's get it out. But here's the thing, I sat with her a couple of months ago, longer than a couple of months ago, about 6 months ago. And
this was after the alleged affair?
Before.
Okay.
And I said, let's talk about it, because I waited a very long time for you and I to get like this right here, face to face, you know?
Okay.
And
no, she's talking about Nicole, not me.
Right.
Relax.
And we had a good conversation because she said to me, you know what? We're two older women that look good that's in the business. I hate this. And I do too, because I hate when we can't bridge the gap between women. You know, we should not be in that position.
Right.
I will say this.
And honestly, what made the situation even more intense was how things played out after Lisa Ray confronted Nicole Murphy. Instead of denying the claims or even trying to explain herself, Nicole stayed completely silent. She didn't offer an apology or try to clear the air, which surprised a lot of people. This was very different from how quickly she had responded to public criticism in other situations. Over time, it became clear that Nicole simply didn't seem concerned about what Lisa Ray thought, and even by 2026, the two had still not made any effort to fix their broken friendship. From Nicole's point of view, there may be a reason why she never took Lisa Ray's accusations seriously. Whenever Lisa Ray speaks about her, she often describes Nicole as someone who goes after married men without any hesitation. However, critics have pointed out that Lisa Ray rarely acknowledges her own past. There have long been rumors that she was also involved in complicated relationships, including being linked to men who were not single at the time. Many people are aware of LisaRaye's marriage to Michael Missick, but fewer remember that she was previously married to former NFL player Tony Martin in the early 1990s. Reports have claimed that during that marriage, she became involved with Ray Lewis, who was not only married but also a friend of her husband. According to those stories, the situation deeply hurt Tony when he found out, leaving him shocked and emotional over the betrayal. After that chapter, LisaRaye continued to attract attention for her relationships. There's no denying that she has always been admired for her beauty and charm, and she likely had no shortage of admirers. However, as her acting career slowed down after her breakout role in The Players Club, insiders began to suggest that she shifted her focus toward finding partners who could support her financially. Some even claimed she would openly ask friends to introduce her to wealthy men who could provide a certain lifestyle. Over the years, her name has been linked to several high-profile figures. She was reportedly involved with Allen Iverson while he was still married, and also connected to Al Sharpton, with some believing that relationship was influenced by the opportunities it could bring. There were also brief rumors about her spending time with singer Genuine. Even Bobby Brown once claimed they had been involved, while he was already in a relationship with Whitney Houston. Out of all these connections, her rumored relationship with Gary Payton stood out the most. At the time, Gary was married, yet reports suggested he went above and beyond for LisaRaye, covering her expenses and buying her expensive gifts, including a luxury car. It was said that he was fully invested in her, which may have made her feel confident enough to confront his wife directly about the situation. Things quickly became tense between LisaRaye and Gary's wife, and their disagreements reportedly escalated into public arguments. One story even claimed that during a chance encounter at a basketball game, emotions ran so high that the situation turned physical before others stepped in to separate them. Eventually, when Gary's marriage ended, many believed his involvement with LisaRaye played a major role. What made the story even more complicated was that while Gary seemed deeply committed to her, LisaRaye had already started seeing Michael Missick behind the scenes. She later became engaged to him without Gary knowing, leaving him to find out along with everyone else, which reportedly left him upset and feeling betrayed. From Nicole Murphy's perspective, all of this history paints a very different picture of LisaRaye. She has suggested that LisaRaye has always been strategic in her relationships, often choosing partners based on what they could offer her. Even today, LisaRaye has openly said that she prefers dating wealthy men who can comfortably support her lifestyle, which only adds more layers to the ongoing debate about who was really in the wrong all along.
I don't want to stress you out by trying to keep up with my lifestyle that I already have and am accustomed to. Why? Because if I'm going to these restaurants just for lunch meetings and it takes you your whole check to take me there, I don't want to stress you out. You cannot hang with me.
The reality is, this lifestyle has been part of LisaRaye McCoy's approach for a long time. It seems like she has always followed a certain pattern when it comes to relationships, especially when it involves maintaining a comfortable way of living. That's why some people feel it's unfair for her to strongly criticize Nicole Murphy, while expecting an apology, when she has reportedly been involved in similar situations herself. It creates a sense of contradiction that's hard to ignore. LisaRaye has often spoken as if she is above that kind of behavior, but many stories from her past suggest otherwise. Because of that, it becomes difficult for some to fully believe her stance. At times, it even feels like she still sees herself as the bold and confident character Diamond from The Players Club, carrying that same attitude into real life. People have also questioned how far she has gone in relationships, especially when financial comfort is involved. Over the years, her name has been linked with several well-known figures, which only adds more fuel to the conversation. All of this has left many wondering where the line really is between judging others and recognizing one's own actions.